What's good, superstars? Back with another Vivi video. You got Superstar Joe. You got Superstar Rob in the building. How's it going, Rob?
Pretty good.
Flying elbow. That was a little delayed. But anyways, guys, if you are new here, do not forget, become a superstar. Smash the subscribe button down below. Hit the bell notification so you know whenever we post about your favorite project, whatever one that may be. We've been covering So Rare. We've been covering Cryptoys. We still cover Vivi, and I'm sure there will be more McFarlane, other ones that we are interested in that we will cover. But without that bell, you're not going to know when we post about that project. Also, Superstar VIP, $2.99 a month. Hit the join button underneath the video. We have amazing VIP members who are getting all of the perks right now. The star next to their name, first dibs on merch. Rob's working on that. Star in the universe every single month, and access to all our drop spreadsheets, price prediction spreadsheets. It's a great program. We're going to keep bringing it, and we do have more stuff to give away. I got stuff going on tomorrow that we gave away last week. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Discord in the description, P.O. Box in the description if you want to send us something. Become a Superstar Hall of Famer. Here are the great, beautiful VIP members from the beginning of the month. We'll update again end of this month. Thank you very much for all of your continued support.
VIP's always taking it for the win. I guess now we're going to start posting our buys and sells on, well, we can't sell yet, our buys on Cryptoys or something like that. Now that we're tracking a new project, I'm going to have to add some of the things to the VIP membership now regarding the new project. So they consider.
Let's see how that goes. So let's pull up the Vivi Twitter. It's been a couple of days, so I just wanted to remind you guys, the Monster Hunter World collectibles that are in the store will not be there after May 27th. So you got 2 days, and they will never be released again. So get them while you can. We've seen this tweet similarly for the Troll Hunters, which they announced will be no longer in the store after a certain date. So
wait, didn't they sell out? I guess some of the common ones didn't sell out.
I think the common ones might still be around.
Okay.
If they haven't already sold out today, I haven't checked the update today, but
yeah,
if they aren't sold out, they will be gone on the 27th. So if that's something that you were interested in, they're the animated ones, the common ones, right?
They're pretty cool. I think the videos that I saw of it, shout out Alex and Crypto who made the video. Yeah. They did a really good job, I think, on these ones. They just look like really cool dragons, and dragons are always fun.
Yeah, the details, the scales, everything looks really cool. Also, there's a pretty decent drop today. Comic book actually got pulled away, and I wasn't able to go for it. I wish I would have. But I think the common's still going below retail, but 7,500 mints, it was $6.99, and I think it's like 5-digit dollars in the real world. It's first appearance of Scorpion. Amazing Spider-Man, number 20. And but the rare, I was looking at the rare because I've been buying a bunch of rare comics recently, and it was going for like $11-12. So it's pretty cheap too for that caliber of a comic for a rare.
Yeah, so Vivi rank, he's actually put it down as a tier B.
Yeah,
tier B comic. So that's pretty good. I mean, tier Bs are pretty good. Obviously, we want A and up, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 5 digits. That's pretty good for any of the old comics.
Like 25 or something thousand for a 9.8 or 9.7, whatever the highest rating is.
Yeah, 1963. So
they dropped out the next Sesame Street iteration, which is the Oscar the Grouch.
Yeah.
It's pretty detailed, long animation again. So Sesame Street keeps bringing those long animations.
Yeah,
I really like the way this one is situated. It's almost like if you had a Vivi house, you can like put this outside next to the wall, and if you're walking around in the Viviverse, just walking by Oscar, pretty cool. A little bit more of a realistic thing than I guess the Cookie Monster one would be, where he's like next to the stove, or I don't know, unless you have the inside of your house. But no, I didn't mind. I like it. I like the animation. He does 3 little pop-outs of that can.
Yeah, I feel like the guys over there for Sesame Street, they just said they would not accept anything but quality, right? Like they're like, oh, I want to see long animations because that's what makes this thing so cool, and I wanted to see decent quality. Like the quality's there for me.
Yeah.
So I think Sesame Street probably are against releasing anything but what we're already seeing right now, and the more characters that we get, they're gonna just be, as we keep going, some bigger characters might come out. I think they're all going to be animated with long animations, which is pretty fun.
Yeah, and it looks like they stuck with the aesthetic where they're not showing it as a furry character, they're showing it more as like a one texture kind of thing, which is it's still cool. It's like it gives you that animated feel.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
4,444 editions, 60 gems. Probably will not sell out. I'm curious though to see if they do have that limit of how long it will stay in the store. It doesn't seem to be that way from what I'm reading here. but you never know when that will happen.
Yeah, I don't know if the Sesame Street ones are gonna. I don't see if they're gonna burn. I don't think the first one either. The Cookie Monster, I don't think was one of the ones that if it stayed in the store that they would burn either. I think it comes down to like long term. They're thinking maybe with the Sesame Street that as they grow, they will eventually just all get bought up in the store. But yeah, I don't know. I think that for this one here, I wouldn't burn this one. Just put it out, even if half sell, even less. Just leave it out there for a while and just go from there. But this is you got to be careful. I think Vivi has to be careful on how many times they do that. They got to be really selective on which ones they're going to say, okay, let's go with a high mint number and let's leave it in the store versus strategy now growing the app, which we're going to talk about later with lower mint numbers, which means better values. So we'll talk about that soon.
Yeah. And the other thing is that they seem to be releasing one character at a time, one pose for Sesame Street. A little bit different than anything else we've seen, but we still probably have to expect, you would think, Big Bird and maybe Elmo as a finale if they do that.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, for sure. I mean, the way that they're coming nice right now. I prefer they release one quality animation than a bunch of different statues. This is way better. I wish every collectible in the app was like this.
Yeah, I don't like when there's multiple options, especially when it comes to FA. Like it should be that one that's standalone FA. Even like the Superman. This is something different, and this is kind of in line with our video again. The Little Mermaid art series for the new real life Little Mermaid movie that is dropping. They came out with the article for that, and this is something that you're gonna laugh when I play this clip in a bit. But they've come out with posters or art paintings. And each one is 200 editions.
Good.
And 15 gems, and there's 4 variants. So 800 total, but 200 of each. Very, very limited.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. Very limited. It's so important for them, I think, to start doing this more if they want to keep user retention, keep interest, and also bring in new money. Because as much as you see people online talking about collecting, the love of collecting. Look, get out of here with that garbage. Okay. Yeah. The people who came in huge numbers were coming because they thought they can buy something on the drop and flip it for more money. And that brought in a ton of users. I get hate on every single time I say that, but this is the truth. The truth is the ability of being able to buy something and flipping it was what allowed Vivi to grow so rapidly. So I think the more they keep that scarce numbers, the more it's going to help them. But I mean, this is almost a segue here.
That wasn't even just a Vivi thing, though. That was like the NFT space was catching fire because people would buy something and it would go up and they would make money. It was just, and then everyone was looking for the next thing that people hadn't discovered yet, and Vivi was in the perfect place for it.
Yeah.
I mean, we're gonna, like you said, it's a perfect segue. Quickly, we're gonna go through our Twitter here. We got Keep Comstack on, grabbing a couple Cryptoys cubes. Also wanted to share this because we didn't really talk about it yesterday in detail, but Will mentioned that if you did buy the max mint on the Cryptoys, if you DM him, that there will be something special as a thank you. So there's the tweet from him as further proof. And Michael Campa, he bought 15 boxes, so he's getting 3 golden tickets. So shout out to him, and he ended up getting 2 grails on top of that. Crazy.
Oh, nice. He has a sick Darth Vader there. Good, really, really deserving of that. So good job.
Yeah. So today also was that comic book drop, and there was a bunch of Juju as well. You spoke about him earlier, Alex and Crypto. Obviously, giving the credit to Superstar Money Juju. He's a member. He's been a subscriber for the longest time. He's in the Discord. He's always active. And look, he got number 283 on the drop.
Good.
Keep Comstack on. We just showed him. He got number 985.
Legend. Hall of Famer. Legend.
And also Cryptoys did I don't know if it's still going right now, but they're doing an unboxing party. Really cool. I really like that dynamic. They bring people in to open their stuff live on their stream. They're actually inviting people from the community onto like their YouTube video. They did the same thing in Discord yesterday during the event. Really, really fun. A lot of Cryptoy stuff, guys. Sorry about that. That's what's been going on lately. And really, really enjoying it. So I want to share it. And Sean giving us some credit here. He says he saw our interview and that made him pull the trigger on 5 Star Wars Cryptoys. So let us know also, did our interview with Will get you going on the Cryptoys? Did you know about it before? I want to know that as well in the comments.
Yeah.
This was cool. Kryptoni, shout out to him. Found this clip about the Vivi verse. I found it interesting, a little bit different than any clips that I've seen so far. And I I was just
Ooh.
going through it. I know you can hear the music. I don't know if it's copyright or not, but
Yeah.
it's a little bit of a different view. So it gives you an idea of what's going to be possible.
Yeah, it's really good. How
You
do you
can
get
change.
this?
I don't know, but you can see the Vivi collectibles in there. So I don't know. It seems legit.
Wow. Okay.
This is NTTX, another VIP member, says, "No way the Juju helped me today." He's scrolling. He was able to match his mints on his gauntlet and the empty gauntlet. So now he has both
Nice.
of the same mint number.
Yeah, that's always
And
good.
yesterday we unboxed our cryptos. So getting back to it, we talked about how this drop is kind of changing the game. We got a lot less mints, 200, and I actually really like the price, 15 gems. They know that people aren't the biggest fans of posters and things, so really happy that is something that they took into consideration.
Yeah, smart, very smart.
So
this is going to be one of the scarcest Disney things on the app right now. This will become one of, because they're going to hold back the top 90, right?
Yeah.
They hold back the top 40 plus 50 random. So that means out of the 90, if you go down, it's only 110 posters for the common, if you want to even call it that.
Is it 90? Is it 90 of each? 40.
Totally
40 will be held from each.
Okay, so they're not going to do the 50.
So we're at 160.
That's still it still comes, like, other than those other Disney posters, it actually is one of the most scarce on the app, which means you might not be a bad idea to go for this.
I think this is a must go for, even if you're not a fan of it, just because of the scarcity and the cheapness. Like, it's only 15 gems, so it's very low risk. Like you can lose, if that goes to zero, you're not really out a whole lot.
Yeah, it's like the comic books. Yeah.
So that's something that's cool. But I wonder where they got this idea, Rob. Where did Vivi come up with this idea to start shrinking the mints so low to maybe have potential profits?
Well, if I had to guess, I mean, I'd go on YouTube sometimes to do research, and I find good YouTube videos, and then maybe I listen.
Oh, well, I think we found one. I think we found a video. This is 4 months ago.
All right.
Not the craziest watch, 1.1K views, but how Vivi can stop all your collectibles from going to zero. And just, it's funny to see where we are at this moment. So let's do one of these guys, and hopefully you can hear it. But I got a couple clips from here. I'm just gonna play a little bit and then skip over to the second clip.
And I think that if you were able to change the narrative that is out there and how people view this app, I think that you have a chance of doing great things. I think that a Superstar Money Advisory Committee for Vivi, if we were to say this is maybe how I would do things, it might not be what Vivi needs. It may not get the revenue that they need, but I think that the long-term way to do this would be to cater to the number of users that you do have. So I think that they're kind of working it out with the number of mints that they're dropping on stuff. Like they're at the point where they're able to sell things out based off of the amount of users they have, and they obviously.
That's the first part. Just wanted to point out that we're thinking about this ahead of time, because it's something that we've noticed, and why we felt that way is kind of evident more in this clip, which is kind of our main thought, and we still feel this way today. So it's something we wanted to bring up, and why we think that it is working.
Well, the thing is that I think that word of mouth goes a long way. So like, we're going to get marketing. That's going to be great. We've seen them do it a little bit at the Comic-Cons, going in the booth of Marvel. I think that's great marketing, because if people hear the name again or see the name again, you just keep seeing the name. It makes you more familiar, makes you more comfortable to maybe invest or jump in and take part. But at the same time, I think the thing that draws people in is when their friends say, "Oh, look at this money I made on this app. Look at how much money I made on this drop. Look at this. Like, I hit this drop and I made this much money." If you can bring it back to the drops, and even if it's hype cycles, I think you got to like cater it to, like, it's obviously, we talk about a number of mints and stuff, but like, what if we have 2,000 or 5,000 active users right now that are going for drops? Every single drop, like they've been catering. They know when their IP is worse or better, and they'll adjust the mint size that way. But what if you like make things super scarce right now? Like, just make it super scarce so that you know that there's going to be some demand whatsoever. And then people who hit this, they'll be like, "Look how much money I made. I just hit this drop. I paid $50 and it's going for 300." And think about the story think about the web that you start to do. So like, why not cut it?
So that's pretty much the synopsis of what we were thinking. And we've seen a couple things just like this. Obviously, Miles Morales was one of them that we saw maybe earlier than that video came out, but more recently we're able to notice this with the Luke Skywalker drop, which is actually going insane right now. I don't know if it's here. Hold on, here it is. So we're at 1900, and that's because we have such limited editions. But now you got to think, people who are able to land this on the drop are singing the praises of Vivi to their friends, and they're coming in and like, oh, I got to get some. It's also creating, not only is this hype just for the secret rare going nuts, it's starting to trickle down to the other rarities, just because people are seeing this happen. So I think this is something that you got to really keep in mind, Vivi. And it doesn't mean that you can't start getting into the higher edition sizes eventually, but I think early on, keep it super scarce. I think this Disney poster drop will be a perfect example of where you'll see where your user base is at, because maybe hopefully 800 editions is limited enough for posters. But when you got real IP that people really want, keep it scarce still, drive the hype, and hopefully that brings people into the app.
I have a lot to say, but before I say that, I'm just going to point out, I may actually be right on my price prediction. I got ripped on like crazy for saying that I think that he's going to, based on the market cap analysis on Luke, based on that analysis, it wasn't post-drop analysis. It was over some time that had passed. Using other comparables, I was getting like 2,500, 3,000 for Luke Skywalker. So, I mean, I'm just going to put it out there that, I got ripped on real bad. People told me I was drinking Kool-Aid. They said I was out to lunch, but maybe I'm not that far off after all. I don't even remember exactly what we said in that one. We did 2 videos, one where it was the bull case, one was the bear case. But I'm pretty sure the bull case, I put it somewhere around the mid-2000s. So I'd be curious to see if it does hit that. And it's just another video that we post that eventually comes true. I mean, just to, again, even before I get into what I have to say about that, just look at this video over here. Disney golden moments are going to be discontinued on Vivi. Just every video we do, I just feel like the more angry the comments are, the more likely it is to actually become reality. As we saw with the Luke one, and people were quite angry about it, it's becoming true. And then we said the Disney golden moments, and then probably that video too. I wasn't around for that one, but I mean, the facts are the facts. If you believe, like I said earlier in the video, if you believe that people are coming to Vivi just to buy and collect digital collectibles, you are mistaken, because there's no utility to these collectibles. An AR photo can only go so far. Okay. So what made Vivi so successful was the fact that you were able to buy and flip. And this brought in people who wanted to make money. Sure, Comic-Con was great. You got to join the Marvel booth, and at Comic-Con, you're going to attract all the sweaty nerds, right? That's what you're going to get. Yeah. But if you're getting the common man who's not at Comic-Con, who doesn't care that much about the actual comics or about the lore or whatever, and they care more about just flipping and making some money, all of a sudden now you have more people interested. And David, you did say that they say that they don't want that, but the truth is they do want that, because that means revenue for them. So go back to the basics. It's actually the opposite of what people were saying. There was always the argument, do you go high mint, low price, or do you go high price, low mint? No, you go low price, low mint. That's what you do, because even though it's less revenue for Vivi, which no one really knows the true financial situations and what they can afford. Nobody really knows, because it's not a public company, it's private, so we have no idea how their books are looking. But if you go low price, low mint number, you now create flipping opportunities, and they can control that. I mean, if David Yu doesn't want it to be so that the licensor thinks they left money on the table, then just don't make it so that's 5x. Maybe you do a drop, and like you said, 15, 200. Maybe it's going to trade for 35, 40, but that's enough. That's enough to sell at the drop. It's enough for people to start telling their friends, hey, I have this app called Vivi. Guess what? If you go for this drop, it's going to sell it instantaneously. But if you get it, then you actually will make a flip if you choose to do so and make money. And it's not supposed to be an investment app, but that's what made Vivi. That's the narrative that made Vivi so successful in the past. And then let's extend that, because now all of a sudden you've created incentive to do well in the MCP program. Now, all these things you want to bring out to reward collectors, you're giving them an incentive to collect, because the more they buy and they don't flip, the more chance they're going to have at the next drop. So you've actually prevented them through incentive to not flip, because they're going to want to hold to have more MCP points to continue getting drops that are going to go above listed. So you got to create an ecosystem. We talked about this a lot in the mid time last year. We talked about this a lot. You got to create an ecosystem where people do not want to cheat, or where you make them behave you want them the way you want them to, by giving them an ecosystem that incentivizes them to act the way you want them to. So if David, you wants them to collect, make them want to collect. Make the MCP program in such a way that you get the drops, which is what the plan is anyways. Implement that, and then start getting drops to go over listed by making low mint numbers and low price. And next thing you know, you might get some momentum here. I don't know.
Yeah,
you might draw on a crowd.
It's almost impossible at this point to keep things in the secondary market from coming down in price as time goes on, because you're adding more things into the supply and continuing with the same user base, maybe a little bit more here and there, a little bit less. It depends on the day. But the drops, I think, is something that they need to focus more on, being able to create some hype. We saw it with Cryptoys. Like they didn't sell out, but there was hype. There's a lot of excitement around the project, and people don't have a marketplace. They can't sell out. They don't know what, like, create some hype around the drops. And one of the ways to do that when you do have a marketplace is to show that, look, you bought this and now it's worth a little bit more. It doesn't have to be worth 10x. I think it has to be worth more than what you paid for it, especially initially, because the hype is there. If you're buying something right away and then it's half the price during max hype, like that's not good. I get it. Buying from secondary market still works for you, Vivi. You're getting your 2.5% or whatever it is. Licensors getting their 6%. Everybody's happy. But if you're not selling out the drops, that means that person is not on the app every single day. I get there's some incentive for it for MCP. If you go on the app, you get X amount of points. But like Rob said, let them go for the drop. And maybe they don't want to sell it because now you have MCP. But you're still going for the drop. People are happy that their stuff is worth a little bit more. They're happier to hold and be that collector that you want them to be. But at the same time, 9 out of 10 people that are watching this right now, they got somebody into Vivi during last year. You know, you got them into it because you told them, look at what I bought and look how much it's worth right now. That's just the facts. That's what it is. Nobody said, oh, I want to hold that in my phone and look at it from time to time. That was never the case. And you can't convince me otherwise. Yeah,
it just gets extends further. So obviously you want to get the hardcore, the people who are hardcore fans. You know, I'm joking when I say sweaty nerds, obviously. I thought it would be funny, but those are the people that they're hardcore into the actual IP. They will buy it regardless. That's the vast minority. Like that is the vast minority. You need to have people coming into the app with incentive to buy beyond just they want to own and collect for the sake of collecting. You have to give them an incentive, which is if I buy this, it will equal in the secondary market at least what I paid for. Okay. So even if you don't want to strive to make it double or triple, at least strive to make it equal so that people know when they go for it, they're going to gamble on mint numbers and it will sell. If they're equal, people should go to gamble in the secondary market or in the primary market so they can get maybe a better mint number. And it takes some time to adjust, which is why you kind of want it right off the drop to go a little bit above and then you can close it out. I just think that they just haven't done a really good job turning the dials on the mint numbers and the price. And I'm hoping this is the beginning now. They did it with Luke in a pretty good way, but this is like now they're going bold now. And this is what I want to see. $15 listed price, 200. I just want to see more of that. Like for example, the Sesame Street one, that could have been an opportunity to go 500, right? 500 mint number, $30 price. I think that would have been great. I mean, you would have brought in lots of hype for that.
My opinions is way different. I think you start even lower. You start even lower. Everything low. Create hype. Every drop for an entire month is like 150 additions. Just make it. If somebody hits that, they're making $1,000, and then they're gonna be like, "Oh, look at this! I have a chance to make $1,000." You bring in the people. There's more people, then you make it 300, and you just build it up slowly that way. That's how you do it. You make the hype. You got to create hype on this drop. Make people stop looking at other projects. Make them look at you and focus on you, and sell out every single drop. Your licenses are gonna like it. Secondary market prices will be higher. You're gonna make more money for the licensor. I mean, it just makes total sense to me. But you can go into the Comic-Cons and try and do it that way too, I guess.
It's a fair point. And I think, David, you will not do that. I just know from what he said before, I don't think he'll go that low, although that would be great. Can you imagine we start getting double-digit mint numbers? So it's going to be like there's 99 listed for
That'd be sick.
15 gems, and then that will bring in a crowd for sure.
Just start it out that way. Start it out that way.
Just go as scarce as possible.
Scarce. You're doing a drop every day anyway. Just start it out that way and build it slowly. Let it naturally build. That's my opinion. But anyway.
So what do you guys think? Do you think that Vivi should start doing ridiculously low mint numbers with ridiculously low prices? Do you think that the combination of low prices and low mints could create enough hype back in the Vivi community, and then it will spread beyond? Do you think this is a good idea? Do you believe that Vivi will continue doing this as a pattern now that you're seeing what they're doing right now with the posters? Let us know in the comments below. And if you haven't already, do not forget, become a superstar, smash the subscribe button, join the superstar fam, hit the bell notification button to get every single video every single day. We keep it coming and we keep mixing it up. You never know what we're going to hit you with. Also, Superstar VIP, $2.99 a month. Start beside your name, access to our spreadsheets, giveaways, you name it. Thank you guys so much. Take care, and we will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.
Love you.